Long live Flat Earth. Flat Earthers are crushing the globe. The little experiment didn't prove any globe. They weren't in Antarctica. Excellent work. This may be confirmation of the dome. Thanks, Dave. Another very well done vidro. I guess it's final. They proved Flat Earth. The 24-hour sun in Antarctica video is another fake video. No, it's a real video of a fake sun. Now, if you don't know what all that's about, maybe you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, or maybe you've got a life and you don't waste it watching nonsense on YouTube. But this nonsense is worth watching because it's hilarious. Meet Jeranism, one of the biggest flat earthers on YouTube. He was recently flown down to Antarctica by a wealthy entrepreneur for something called the final experiment, in which he'd be able to see the 24-hour sun in Antarctica for himself, an observation which would, if he's intellectually honest, destroy his entire worldview. I made an entire video on it linked in the description, and it's brilliant. But for now, here he is making that admission.
Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. The sun does circle you in the south. You should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So that's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that.
But there's a lot of money to be made in telling people that the earth is flat. And one person who makes an awful lot of money from this ideology is this man here, David Weiss.
Don't believe anything I say.
Now, the comments I showed you at the beginning of this video came from a recent video on David Weiss's YouTube channel, DITRH, or Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, because he thinks he's found a way to explain the 24-hour sun in Antarctica that will allow him to continue to sell his Flat Earth app and make lots and lots of money out of gullible people. And here is that video on his channel. You can find it and watch it for yourself. TFE, the first expedition squashed. Now, I'm not going to show his entire video here, but what I have done is I've taken it and I've condensed it to show you exactly how you debunk the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Given that there are very, very few, if any, words in David's video, I think this is an excellent representation of what his video shows. But hey, go and watch his video anyway and compare the two. Step number one, start off with a little bit of word salad about optical lights getting compressed. Now, we've got to remember that doesn't mean anything, but it does look good. What we need now is some random photographs of rainbows. Why? Well, that's not important. What did you expect? Some sort of explanation? Now show a video of somebody shining a torch through an upside down glass bowl. But be careful, if you're going to repeat this yourself, make sure that bowl is empty before you turn it upside down. Now we've collected all the evidence we need to compare it to the 24-hour sun time-lapse in Antarctica. Show the two videos side by side as if it actually fucking means something. And then finish off with another dumb question that you also haven't got an answer to. Job done. Now, believe me, if you do go and watch his video, that is exactly what his original video does. And I'm not surprised that he doesn't try and put any explanation in it, because he's basing his video off somebody else's idea, somebody else's model, one that Dave Weiss clearly doesn't understand. Here's the guy he's basing it off.
Flat Earth's not dead, people. You can't kill the truth. What matters is, can we model it? Yes, we can model it. So, if we can model it, then no one can say it's impossible.
Now, this guy here is called Joseph Hanvey. He has a small YouTube channel himself, which isn't monetized as far as I can tell. And I want to make it very clear before I go on, because this probably won't be pleasant listening for Joseph, that there is a clear distinction between David Weiss and Joseph Hanvey. David Weiss is one of the most scientifically illiterate people on the internet. He makes an awful lot of money from other scientifically illiterate people by selling the flat earth to them and selling his flat earth app. It is in his best interest for people to believe in this conspiracy theory, and if he has to misrepresent science to make that happen, well, it doesn't seem to have stopped him so far. On the other hand, Joseph Hanvey seems to be just an extraordinarily nice guy who just happens to have very misguided beliefs. But still, those beliefs are now being shared by David Weiss to his 107,000 subscribers. People who are now being further pushed down the rabbit hole by the model that Joseph Hanvey has created. And therefore, it is in everyone's best interests to show this model for what it really is.
Well, I'm often asked to show day and night in the realm at the same time in the model. But this is for everyone who asked for day and night. You're clearly seeing day and night. Again, on this side, I'm on the day side. So when I come in and look up at the night sky,
you don't really see much but blackness and darkness over there.
But when I come over to the side where the night is, and the sun's not washing it out, you see the stars. So it does work. It's pretty cool. Hope everybody enjoys this, because I sure do.
Now, I think Joseph is implying that the 24-hour sun at the Antarctic is possible here because we have a glass bowl, and when the light is shined on it, the glass lights up at the bottom around the rim, which is the South Pole, which I suppose means if you are stood at the South Pole, you will be trapped under some sort of glass. I don't really know. That's only one minor problem with it. Another problem we've got is that whether it's day or night in his model, we can see the sun clear in the sky. But let's not worry about the small details, because he is improving his model, including showing us how the moon can be introduced.
Now I've added in the moon. So we have a projected focal point of light representing the sun, a projected focal point of light representing the moon, day and night, the stars in the night sky, the blue in the day sky. I mean, it's a model.
Now, Joseph, you are clearly a very talented guy to be able to build something that looks as nice as that. You are clearly a very nice, pleasant guy from what I can see when I look at your YouTube channel. And I don't want you to take anything I'm about to say personally, but given the fact that your model is now being used by Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole to help push people down a conspiracy hole that ultimately could help unravel their lives, I need to be honest about your model. And I don't like to say this, but Joseph, your model, as far as it goes to represent the workings of the solar system, or, you know, day and night, etc., your model is fucking shit. Like, it's really, really shit. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. I know you're not going to take that well, but it's no different than me doing this. Okay, so here is my model. This is whatever is underneath the flat Earth, but now we do need the Earth. Here it is. This is my house here. That's my friend Paul. I've not seen him for a long time. He's a great guy. This is PhD Tony. He lives in Australia. So, you know, that would obviously account for that. Now, we need a dome. For that, I'm going to use this ball here. We turn that upside down. We can see it fits almost perfectly. I really like that. Now, already we can see little bits of light shining here. They could be stars or nebula. That's coming from my kitchen cabinet. But I can turn those off if you want to. That's not a problem. In fact, I will do. Hang on. Yeah, see already. And now we need the sun. So I have another phone in my hand, and I'm going to put the torch on. Get the torch out. Right, there we go. Look at that. Now, when it comes to the sun, I can move this. Look at that. I can move this in whatever way I want. And we can see the bit that's underneath the lit part is the daytime. At the minute, that's everywhere on the planet. But I can do all sorts. I can move it anywhere I want. See, we've got some day and night there. Absolutely fantastic. But to be honest, you might wonder about dusk and dawn. I've actually got a better way for day and night. You know, that will be day. But if I really want night, I mean, that's undebunkable, isn't it? Clearly, that's going to be darker under there now. I might lift that up. And, you know, it's great. Now, what a lot of people ask me about this model is they say, sure, you know, obviously it's the best thing, you know, we've ever seen. But how does it, for example, explain the opposite movement of star trails in the northern and southern hemisphere? And they'll wonder, for example, how it can explain eclipses, as well as a variety of other things. Now, my answer to that is that it's good to wonder, you know, let's not dwell on the details. Wonder is an amazing thing. So there we go. Clearly, this is a physical model. The globe doesn't have a physical model. That puts us ahead of them. So proud. Now, some of you will be saying, Catz, you are so mean. He's obviously spent a lot of time working on that model. He's obviously put a lot of effort into it. And how dare you say something so cruel? And I agree, it was not a nice thing to say. I didn't enjoy saying it. It was horrible. And if he lived near me and was just making these models and held those beliefs, that wouldn't be a problem. I'd go around his house, I'd have a beer with him, and I would tell him what an amazing job he's done with the model, how artistic he is, and how we should go and sell them. You know, I think it looks beautiful. But the fact is, when it's being put on such a big platform, it then becomes a form of activism that undermines science and science education, and it starts to drag people into a rabbit hole. And ultimately, flat Earth is one of the worst rabbit holes you can go down, because from that point, you have to believe in all other conspiracies for your flat Earth delusion to work. And it will take over your life. It will make you obsessive, and you know, it could very well ruin your life. So they are not the words perhaps people want to hear, but they are the words some people need to hear. Now, some people have dealt with the final experiment in different ways. Joseph has made a model. Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole has promoted that model. But this lady here is taking the legal route. Take one Flat Earth Queen at McKeeland02. She donated some money in the hope that the 24-hour sun would be debunked, but she was upset because apparently the 24-hour live stream she was hoping to watch got shut down. But as Jacob reminds her, even the flat earthers who went down to Antarctica have admitted openly that this 24-hour sun has occurred. I mean, is she really calling them liars? Well, she is. She's calling at least one of them a fraud and a liar, and she's really angry about it. So angry about it that she's actually going to go to the FBI, and I think we can all agree they are going to take this extremely seriously. But she won't stop there. She's also reported it to the Federal Trade Commission and the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Now, I will be following that case. I'm sure the FBI, like I said, will be taking it very, very, very seriously. Hopefully it can be filed alongside some of the other cases that also need to be taken seriously. We're now finally hearing about the drones flying over New Jersey and how that needs to be investigated. I live over here in Blackburn in the UK. It's currently wintertime, and we don't have drones in the sky. We've got this really weird cold white stuff that seems to be falling down, and it's on the ground. It's on the ground, and then, you know, you'll go to sleep and it'll rain. You wake up the next day, it's sunny, and the stuff's just gone. It's like it's got up and it's just sprinted somewhere else. I don't know what these things are that are landing and running away. Maybe Flat Earth Queen could help. I'm going to go off and investigate that. What I do want to say is, you know, some of you might know me for making lots of videos on Flat Earth on previous channels in the past. I'm not going back to making lots and lots of Flat Earth videos, but I do think watching the fallout of this final experiment will be very interesting. So I'm going to hang around maybe for a week or two on that, and then get back to some more serious content. But again, if you're watching Joseph Hanvey, I am sorry for showing your model up like that. Hope you understand my reasons for it. You're a talented guy. Put your talents to, you know, perhaps a use that's a little bit more adult, I think, would be what I've got to say. Anyway, take care, everybody. Goodbye.